Hello, welcome to Gurukul's CAT 100 series, a series that's designed specifically to take you from your study room to the corporate boardroom. I am Prady Sharma and this is Verbal Mastery with Prady.
Hello everyone, welcome back to day 92 of our 100 days to CAT test series. Now, this is the passage for today. In case you want to take this up as a test, all you've got to do is go on to www.thegurukul.org.in and sign up for our 100 days to CAT test series. If you want to follow along with this video, then these are the first parts of your passage. Pause the video here, read these, and then we're going to go into the second parts. Now, these are the second parts of the passage. Pause the video over here, read these, and then we're going to go into the questions of this passage. Now, this is the first question of the passage. Pause the video here, answer this question, and then we're going to go into the second question of this passage. This is the second question of the passage. Pause the video here, answer this question, and then we're going to go into the third question of the passage. Now, this is the third question of the passage. Pause the video here, answer this question, and then we're going to go into the fourth question of the passage. Now, this is the fourth and last question of the passage. Pause the video here, answer this question, and then we're going to go into the passage and question explanations. The passage says Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman to receive an MD degree since the Renaissance, graduating from Geneva Medical College in New York State in 1849. She supported women's medical education and helped many other women's careers by establishing the New York Infirmary in 1857. She offered a practical solution to one of the problems facing women who were rejected from internships elsewhere but determined to expand their skills as physicians. She also published several important books on the issue of women in medicine, including Address on the Medical Education of Women in 1864 and Medicine as a Profession for Women in 1860. So basically, what do I understand from this particular passage? This particular paragraph of the passage is talking to me about Elizabeth Blackwell and her journey towards getting an MD. Now, once she got in this MD, she had the objective of helping women become physicians, right? Why did she have this objective? It's not clear yet, but this was her objective. And her contributions, right? We got to know about her books, and also her contributions have also been mentioned. Now, Elizabeth Blackwell was born in Bristol, England in 1821 to Hannah Lane and Samuel Blackwell, both for financial reasons and because her father wanted to help abolish slavery. The family moved to America when Elizabeth was 11 years old. So both financial reasons were also there, and there was some kind of, an impetus to actually abolish slavery. So they all came down to America. Her father died in 1838. As adults, his children campaigned for women's rights and supported the anti-slavery movement. In her book, Pioneer Work in the Opening the Medical Profession to Women, published in 1895, Dr. Blackwell wrote that she was initially repelled by the idea of studying medicine. Oh, so she didn't even want to study medicine. That's what she's told in her book. She said she hated everything connected with the body and could not bear the sight of a medical book. My favorite studies were history and metaphysics, and the very thought of dwelling on the physical structure of the body and its various ailments filled me with disgust. So basically, she didn't like anything connected to the body. She didn't like reading about the diseases and how to cure the body at all. Her interest was in history and metaphysics. Then what actually prompted her to come and read this? We will look forward. Instead, she went into teaching, then considered a more suitable for women. She claimed that she turned to medicine after a close friend who was dying suggested she would have been spared her worst suffering if a physician had been a woman. Oh, so probably the impetus, the need, what incited her to do medicine was her best friend dying, who suggested that all her suffering could probably be spared. She might not have suffered so much had the physician been a woman. Blackwell had no idea how to become a physician, so she consulted with several physicians known by her family. They told her it was a fine idea but impossible. It was too expensive and such education was not available to women. So people tried to say that Blackwell could not become a doctor because of many other reasons. So let's see what happened further. But so far in this passage, what do we understand? We understand that Elizabeth Blackwell was one of the first women, she was the first woman to receive her MD degree. Why did she want to become a doctor? Because she wanted to help women become physicians. Okay, now what made her go into this medical profession? Obviously, her friend dying made her go into this medical profession, and to become a doctor, she consulted with a lot of people that she already knew, a lot of physicians she already knew, to understand, how difficult it is, and everyone discouraged her. So let's go to the next part. Yet, Yet, Blackwell reasoned that if the idea were a good one, there must be some way to do it, and she was attracted by the challenge. She convinced two physician friends to let her read medicine with them for a year and applied to all medical schools in New York and Philadelphia. She also applied to 12 more schools in the Northeast states and was accepted by Geneva Medical College in 1847. The faculty, assuming that the all-male student body would never agree to a woman joining their ranks, allowed them to vote on her admission. As a joke, they voted yes, and she gained admittance despite the reluctance of most students and faculty. So basically, this is a funny situation to have. She found one way. She loved the challenge. When people told her that she could not become a doctor, she loved challenging them. She loved taking up that as a challenge, and she studied medical. She studied what has he given? She studied what? Medicine. Yes. She studied medicine with her friends for over 2 years and then applied to all the colleges. And one college, they accepted her, but they wanted their all-male student body to take a vote on whether or not she could come into the class. And as a joke, this all-male student body said yes, and that is how she got admitted into the Geneva Medical College. 2 years later, in 1849, Elizabeth Blackwell became the first woman ever to receive a MD degree from an American medical school. She worked in clinics in London and Paris for 2 years and studied midwifery at La Maternité, where she contracted purulent ophthalmia from a young patient. So some kind of a disease she got from a young patient while she was working in Paris. When Blackwell lost sight in one eye, she returned to New York City in 1851, giving up her dream of becoming a surgeon. So obviously without an eye, it's very hard to do surgery and all. So she gave up her dream and she came back to New York. Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell established a practice in New York City, but had few patients and few opportunities for intellectual exchange with other physicians and the means of increasing medical knowledge which dispensary practice affords. So basically there were these big dispensaries and all which had a lot of buzz going around them. So a lot of physicians would be there. They would collaborate on projects. That way they would get to learn each other. A lot of patients would come. So the more experience they get, they would learn much better. So what she did is she applied for a job as a physician at the women's department of a large city dispensary, but she was again refused. In 1853, with the help of friends, she opened her own dispensary. So one thing that I see about Elizabeth over here is that she never lets people say her no. She never quits. She always keeps going. Okay, so she opened her own dispensary in a single rented room, seeing patients 3 afternoons a week. The dispensary was incorporated in 1854 and moved to a small house she bought on the 15th Street. Her sister, Dr. Emily Blackwell, joined her in 1856, and together with Dr. Mary Zakrzewski, they opened the New York Infirmary for Women and Children at 64 Bleecker Street in 1857. So a lot of specific details in this passage, but this is the story of Elizabeth Blackwell and how she was the first woman and how she tried her level best to bring up equality in the field of medicine. So this institution and its medical college for women, which were opened in 1867, provided training and experience for women doctors and medical care for the poor. Okay. As her health declined, Blackwell gave up the practice of medicine, and in the late 1870s, though, she still campaigned for reform. So she was a vociferous person. She campaigned for reform and all through her life. But after health declined, she stopped practicing medicine altogether. So very inspiring story. Let's go into the questions. The first question says the passage is primarily concerned with the inevitable breaking down of social barriers for women. Not really. It's not. It's more to do with the narrative of Elizabeth Blackwell, not to do with the social reforms and all. So one will not be our correct answer. Second one, the effect of adversity in shaping a person's life. Now see, the adversity is just a very small part, right? So it's just the impetus, the person dying and all, just the impetus. So this again will not be the correct answer. One woman's determination to open the field of medicine to females, yes. Now this is what is the story of Elizabeth Blackwell. So 3 could be a very good answer. 4, one woman's desire to gain prestige. Again, she never wanted to gain prestige. This was not her motive whatsoever. So 4 would not be the correct answer. The best possible answer would be 3. Now let's go to the second question. The author mentions Samuel Blackwell's involvement in the anti-slavery movement in order to. So why did the author mention Samuel Blackwell's involvement in the anti-slavery movement? Offer random biographical information about Elizabeth's upbringing? See, absolutely not. Probably the author wanted to say that yes, even after the dad died, because that was very, very small part of the passage, that even after the dad died, the children continued his legacy. That's probably what he wants to say. So it's not going to be first option. Second one, suggests that her father's beliefs greatly influenced Elizabeth. Yes, there is one resemblance over here. Yes, whatever her father wanted to do, Elizabeth wanted to take it forward as well. Third one, imply a link between financial need and the abhorrence of slavery. So abhorrence is basically being repulsed towards slavery, and also I don't see that there's any financial need that's been mentioned in the passage. So we're gonna take this off. Fourth one, describe the political ferment that preceded the American Civil War. We've not spoken about American Civil War at all in this passage. So this should be a very easy answer to eliminate. The best possible answer for us would become second one. Now, third question, according to the passage, Blackwell chose to become a doctor. So why did Blackwell choose to become a doctor? As a result of the encouragement of physicians known to her family? No. Physicians known to her family kind of discouraged her, so this will not be the answer. Despite the fact that most considered her goal inappropriate and unattainable, yes, that's why she found it challenging. That is one of the reasons why she went forward, right? So this could be our answer. In order to make healthcare more accessible to the poor, no. This happened way later. This was not a reason, this was a consequence, this was the effect. So not going to be my answer. 4, because she hoped to overcome her revolution of the body and disease. In fact, she never wanted to overcome the revolution that she had towards the body and the disease. She in fact only wanted to, wanted to become a doctor so that no other woman suffers that way. Okay, the way her friend suffered and died. So 4 will not be our correct answer. So the best possible answer for us now becomes second one. Right, now for the fourth question of this passage, all of the following questions can be explicitly answered on the basis of the passage, except for what is the one question that the passage does not answer. What barriers did Blackwell face in her pursuit to become a physician? Now, definitely the passage clearly answers what were the barriers faced by her. There were a lot of, men first of all did not let women come in. Physicians said that it's unattainable, a lot of finances need to be required. So all of this makes sure that this has been answered. What degree of success did women attain in the field of medicine as a result of Blackwell? Now see, we do not know how successful other women were, okay, because of what Blackwell has done or because of, how Blackwell had gained her MD. So this is something that has not been yet answered from the passage. Third one, what contributions did Blackwell make to women interested in medicine as a profession? Now she made up those dispensaries, she made up a center where women can come and learn. So this has sufficiently been answered in the passage. Fourth one, what specific steps did Blackwell take to gain admittance to medical school? Again, this has also been very clearly told to us that she had to apply to so many different universities, she had to study medicine for 2 years with her friends, all of that. So this has also been answered in the passage. The one thing that's not been answered in the passage is the second option, so that will be our correct answer. Now, if you watch this video till here, please not forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, because that motivates us to keep bringing these videos for you every single day. All the best for your CAT 2025, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hope you enjoyed learning from today's session.
This series is designed to help you with your CAT preparation and practice daily. We are with you in this journey.
To watch the next video, click here. And to watch Gurukul's CAT 100 series, study room to boardroom, the entire playlist, click here.
If you learned from today's session, like, share, and subscribe.